I hate people who tell people, you got to have a backup plan. No, you don't need a backup plan. In my personal opinion, you should go after what you want to go after and then also work towards it. Work towards it. Don't be like, okay, you know what? I got this. I want to do this. But if that don't work out, then I'm going to just do this. Hi, my wonderful sweet babies. It's Destin Troyce, and you're listening to my podcast, Time Out with Troyce. Now, I wanted to get on here specifically and speak on the epidemic of forcing your damn kids to go to college. Now, let me just start by saying that this is going to be one of those videos where, because I know this is really common now, like this new generation, like Gen Z or whatever, they love to like bash people who go to college, people who want to go to college, or not even Gen Z people who are of like the Gen Z mentality love to say, oh, college is a scam, is this and that. And I kind of used to have that mindset. But one thing I got to say is there's a massive epidemic of parents forcing their damn kids to go to college. Start out by saying that college is only a scam if you're going to college to learn sign language or some shit. You're going to college to learn about the history of oranges, or you want to go to college to learn how to be a travel agent. Save your damn money. And I know this is coming from someone who didn't go to college, but honestly, save your damn money because the internet is like an unlimited resource that has created opportunity. You have motherfuckers on TikTok who are offering to be travel agents and freelance travel agents who have no type of degree at all. All they can do is vouch for all the people that they've helped. With Airbnb offering all their filters and stuff, how you could choose this, choose that. Oh, you want a pool, you can have a pool. Oh, you want a backyard, you can have a backyard. Oh, if you want a house, like with apps like TripAdvisor and all these other apps, they're pretty much taking your jobs. Because you know how they always used to tell us when we were younger, even though a lot of us always thought it was full of shit and like laughed it off. When we were younger, at least one teacher always told us that robots were going to take our jobs.
Some pretty scary warnings about the future of work.
The robots will be able to do everything better than us.
A recent study found up to 670,000 U.S. jobs were lost to robots between 1990 and 2007, and that number is likely to go up. A widely cited study from 2013 found nearly half of all jobs in the U.S. are in danger of being automated over the next 20 years. Occupations that require repetitive and predictable tasks in transportation, logistics, and administrative support were especially high risk. And just think, robots don't need health benefits, vacation, or even sleep for that matter. Robots and automation are increasingly part of our daily lives. Just look around the grocery store.
And it's true. Even with entertainers, you guys see what the fuck they're doing with this damn robot, this new rapper robot. And then also, like, if you guys didn't know, Whitney Houston's team, well, not really her team, the people who are using and milking her legacy are actually using a holograph to make her go on tour. Yes, Whitney Houston's holograph is going on tour. How the fuck is that possible? But guess what? Whitney Houston's holograph is still going to make millions of dollars. They don't need Whitney Houston. Same with Tupac. Tupac made hundreds of thousands of dollars of his hologram when they used his ass at Coachella and at so many other events. So you see what I mean here when I say that if you're going to go to college, go for something that you know is going to be substantial. Like anything involving in the tech world, anything involving medical field, or something that you truly love that you just want to study. If you truly love it and want to study it, go for it. But I noticed that people are forcing their kids to go to college because they feel as though that if they force their kids to go to college, they'll be guaranteed a good future. A good future does not come with going to college. A good future comes with making good decisions in life and how you network. Now, as far as parents forcing their kids to go to college, it's so annoying, but I understand it because if you guys notice, by the time we're young, at least by the time we're like 4 or 5, we're groomed to go to school. Even in daycare, like when we're 3, 4, 2 years old and we get thrown to daycare, best believe that they're grooming us to be ready for school. They're teaching us the alphabet, which is necessary. They're teaching us math. They're teaching us to read, all this stuff. They're teaching us all these necessary skills so that way one day we can get a job and feed and take care of ourselves, right? But I noticed that in high school, colleges who come to our schools, colleges who go to high schools, a lot of them are like a cult. It's like when they come into the classroom, you could just feel like the emotional detachment and that they're forcing themselves to connect with you. Trust me, some of y'all who went to high school or some of y'all who are still in high school, y'all know what I'm talking about. The ones who be like, man, college is such a huge stepping stone to your life, and when you come to college you're gonna change, and you guys should see it. The campus is amazing, it's this, it's that. It's just like, come on, bitch, we know damn well you're getting paid for this shit. 9 times out of 10, a lot of them aren't even getting paid for that shit. Some of them are just doing it for volunteer hours, or some of them are probably getting paid pennies to the dollar just to go to a high school to like promote college. It's just like, it's like a lot of times they force it on you, and sometimes you don't have a choice on whether or not you want to be in the room or not. It's just like you get forced or pressure to be in these rooms, and then sometimes your guidance counselors, when you're in high school, they force you, they encourage you to be in the room because they want you to be in there. And the big reason is a lot of these high schools are making fucking bank off the fact that they send all these kids to college, or that they send your transcripts over. We all know that when we go to college, we have to have our high school send our transcripts over, and guess what? If they can get at least 1,000 kids 1,000 seniors who attend their high school to send over transcripts, they make X amount of bank just from getting all the people to send over their transcripts to all these college universities. They're making so much money just from like grooming us to this system that doesn't even guarantee us success. So that's why I say, like, parents, please stop pressuring your kids to go to college if they don't want to go. If they want to go, great. If you want to pitch the idea and they love it, great. But if they tell you straight up, I don't know, I don't want to go, I don't know if I'm interested, don't be up here saying, oh, well, you're not going to be successful. Like, I remember one time telling this dumbass bitch who I was friends with a long time ago when I was like in grade school or whatever, right? And I remember telling her, I don't know if I want to go to college. I want to be like an entertainer. I want to be like, like a talk show host. I want to be like fucking Oprah or some shit. Like, I don't know if I need to go to college for that. I could easily just, take an acting class or learn how to host or develop some self-confidence and da-da-da-da. And basically she told me this. She literally told me, you're not going to college? Like when you get married one day, you're gonna marry some ugly fat ass bitch. Like, like you're not gonna be successful if you don't go to college. Like she like was just like forcing like her beliefs on me. This was a friend who I'm no longer friends with, but back in the day, she had the audacity to say that shit to me when we were in school, and I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should go to college. And I ended up choosing the other path. I ended up choosing not to go to college. I ended up choosing to just utilize my time while I was like still in high school. Stack up my resume, learned everything I could about cameras. I took a TV production class. I took a theater class in high school to just learn the basics of the entertainment industry, to like learn the basics of whatever I can. Because in high school, you guys know, all these programs are bullshit and trash, and you got to utilize it as much as you can. If you went to public school, you feel my pain. But if you went to private school, you probably just like, oh, bitch, I can't relate. I went to private school because my parents actually care about my future. If your parents cared about your future, they sent you to private school. Or if your parents cared about your future, they sent you to a nice charter school. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of these public schools are trash, and they set you up in a way where they just want you to be dependent on like this system of like learning. They want you to be as dumb as bricks, so that way the colleges can take you, groom you in, and then guess what? Once the colleges take you in and groom you in and say, "Aw, you stupid, poor, pathetic soul, you don't know anything about life," they then propose the idea of you applying for credit cards. Let's be honest, a lot of y'all, when y'all went to college, you guys know that they basically promote the fact of you getting credit cards. When you start applying for college, you out of nowhere start getting a whole bunch of mail from a whole bunch of pyramid schemes, like Vector Knives, trying to get you to join. A whole bunch of people just trying to milk you and like just take whatever they can out of you because they know that high school didn't teach you shit. And it's meant to be like that for a reason. So it's really irritating to me when I see parents pressure their kids to go to college when they don't want to go. Because you know how many people have told me, for those of y'all who went to college, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's so many people who went to college who will be able to vouch for me. Whenever you go to college, there's always a group of people or people that you see in each class or people that you see overall who are there just to be there. Tell me I'm lying. If you went to college, tell me I'm lying when I say that there's always people in college who are just sluggish, there just to be there, or you probably know people who are there just to be there. Like, you know people who are in college, but they're just there to have fun, party, turn up, and drink, and because their parents make a whole bunch of money and just sent them to school just because. You see what I mean here? You see what I mean when I say that a lot of people are just in college just to be in college? And guess what? The college doesn't give a fuck because they're still making their goddamn money. And what's fucked up about it is a lot of people end up leaving college and they end up doing a whole other job that has nothing to do with their major. And a lot of times that's their fucking fault because every single person that's went to college has always told me that there's always something called a job fair, right? So you guys know how, like, for those of you guys who never went to college or don't know anything about college, just like how when you were in elementary school you had the book fair of a whole bunch of like books everywhere, them trying to sell you shit, there's like a job fair. It's like this huge situation that's happening on an outside area or it's happening like in a secluded area, and basically you just go to all these little booths and you just apply for all these jobs depending on what your major is, right? That's what it is. So a lot of people end up not taking advantage of that because they have that at every college. And they have it for a reason because they know a lot of people are going to bitch and complain and say, I couldn't find a job. But guess what? College is going to be like, oh, sorry, we had a job fair. So technically, if you don't have a job, that's your fault. You should have came to the job fair earlier, or you should have came way beforehand, or you should have networked better. And the more I look into it, the more I realize, holy fucking shit. Anybody could really fucking like call themselves anything they want, unless you're like a doctor or something. Like, for example, like somebody can literally be a fucking travel advisor by just taking like a 30-day course, paying a couple $100 or $1,000, and then boom, you're a certified travel advisor. Not a travel agent, because you got to get a college degree for that, but you're a certified travel advisor, and now you can help people travel. And guess what? You make commission off of each thing, and they're making all this money quickly just from jumping out of high school to jumping into the whole travel industry. Same thing with people who want to be in IT tech. A lot of people are going to IT tech, going to school for IT tech. They're going to school for like 5, 6, 7 years, sometimes even 3 to 4 years, and they're learning all these skills, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And then now they got to compete with like this new generation who's just going on Google Portal. Because if you guys didn't know, Google is also offering random courses where you could literally like take like a 90-day course. You take the class, you take the quiz, you do the phone consultation, and then boom. And that's why I keep telling people, especially parents, stop forcing your kids to go to college if they don't want to go. And a lot of times, let's just put it like this. A lot of people actually want to go to college. A lot of kids want to go to college. But some parents, in my opinion, really got it fucked up when they're pressuring their damn kid to major in something that they don't want to major in. A good example was me. For those of you guys who didn't know, I actually almost went to college for nursing. Can you guys picture that shit? Me being nurse Troyce? Get the fuck out of here. Like, no. Like, I don't even fucking like dealing with people. I don't want to help clean people up. I don't want to help nurture people. I don't want to do that shit. Like, no. Like, that's like, what? Like, just thinking about that is crazy to me. And a lot of you guys will probably just be like, damn, that's crazy. Why would you even consider going to school for nursing? My damn mama, that's what it is. My mom wanted me to fucking go to school for nursing. She literally kept planting an idea in my head ever since I was like 11 or 12. She would always be like, oh, when you're a nurse, you're going to make so much money. When you're a nurse, you literally make like around $56,000 to $60,000 a year, and you only work 3 days out of the week. You choose your own schedule. You work 3 days out of the week, and if you go to school for RN, you only get to go to school for 2 years. My mom literally used to tell me this. She used to tell me this, my brother this, my sister this. She told all of us this because my mom wanted us to be able to take care of ourselves. My mom has like this ideology that money is like the root of all happiness, unfortunately. So she would be like, if you go to college and you go to school for 2 years, then you get to be an RN, you get your certificate, you get everything. And guess what? You can make all this money. You make $6,000 a year. You can buy you a nice house. You can be comfortable. You don't got to worry about nothing. But realistically, I think my mother wanted me to be a nurse is because she wanted to brag. The reason why a lot of parents want their kids to go to college is because they don't want to feel like they had these kids for nothing. They're scared of their kids ending up like a lot of these bums on the street, ending up like some of these girls out here who are just doing nothing with their life and just like have no goals and no ambition. So a lot of parents want to make it seem like I didn't waste my time. They want to make it seem like they want a return on their investment. They want their kids to invest into college or go into college so that way they could say, yes. So all those late nights I was wiping my kid's ass was worth it. My kid is successful. Now I could brag about my kid. Like, they see their kid as an asset. And it's unfortunate as fuck because the child ends up suffering at the parent's expense. You know what I'm saying? The child suffers at their own expense. They end up ruining their own life because their parents forced them or pressured them into a major that they didn't even want. So basically, my mom kept telling me that if I'm an RN, I go to, like, she literally said, these were her exact words. My mom literally said, see, Troyce, don't do nothing that's like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, because you're going to be in school forever. Do something that's like 1 year or 2 years, because if you do something that's 2 years, you finish fast. And when you finish fast, you can make so much money. You can apply at this hospital. You can apply at this hospital, that hospital. Everybody going to want you. All these hospitals are going to want to hire you because everybody wants a nurse. And that's very true. Nurses are like on high demand, especially with like all this, COVID shit going on right now. Nurses, in my personal opinion, are some of the most overworked, most stressed out people in the world. And they do more work than the doctors. But then again, doctors did go to school for like 10 years, and I respect doctors. But nurses, they do so much shit that you would think that they would get a doctor's salary. But they don't. Nurses are overworked. And it was even to the point where I was telling my mom, like, okay, yeah, I'll consider it. And then I was like doing research, looking at the median income. I didn't do any of that. I didn't like look into like how stressful it is. I didn't look to see if I was interested in math, science. I don't even like math, and I don't even like science. I didn't look into that. All I was doing was looking at like the medium income. What is the salary? What are the benefits? That's all I was looking at, because I thought I had to like jump into like a career or jump into a job to make my mom happy or make myself happy, because I thought money was like the root of all happiness. But no, it's not. So I was telling my mom, like, towards the end of me finishing high school, like, you know what? Maybe I could just be like a CNA. For those of you guys who know what a CNA is like a personal caregiver. To make a long story short, they work with like older patients. They get little to no respect. They work in clinics. They sometimes help clean patients. They sometimes sleep over at patient's house. Something around those lines. Basically, my mom had the audacity to scream at me and was like, "No! What do you want to be a CNA for? You want to go around wiping old people's asses and shit?" She literally said that to me, something along those lines. That's just the way I can sum it up. So I was just like, oh my God, like I was just so stressed out thinking about, damn, like, should I go? Like, should I go? Should I do this? Like, I don't want to like be in a position where like I'm broke and I don't have no money, right? So a lot of us are going around teaching our kids or teaching our future youth that they got to have a backup plan. Like, don't follow your dreams. Don't worry about your dreams. Like, there's even like this toxic mindset that's like popular like in the Latin community, and it's also popular in the Black community, where this one dude that I knew who I was cool with, he had the audacity to say, go to college so that you can support your hobbies. Oh my God, I understand what he meant, but I was like, that's such a toxic mindset. Why don't we tell our kids, you can do anything you want. Just manifest it, think hard, think smart, do what you can, utilize your resources, and fight for your dreams and fight for your passion. Let's build up our kids. Let's give them some passion. College can also be something that we can push them towards if they're interested in it, but don't build them and groom them their whole life to make them think that they need college or that they need to go to college. It's ridiculous, because anyone that's went to college or anyone that's in college right now, you guys know that it's fucking annoying and it's fucking toxic when you see people who are in college just to be in college. Or some of y'all probably know people who you went to college with and they graduated, but yet, or they barely graduated, and then yet they're complaining about why their life isn't the way it is. You see where I'm coming from? It's really, really annoying. And it's crazy because a lot of family members are doing this shit because they want so badly for their kid to go to college, so that way they could be like, oh yes, my son or my niece or my cousin or yeah, my sister-in-law, she's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people in your family put so much pressure on you to choose a good major, so that way they can have you around as like an asset, so that way they can like brag about you. Especially people who have like a family that like no one is that successful, or come from a family where like no one is like really happy in their career. They just want people in their families to be successfully inclined to like a career or a major. You see where I'm coming from here? I hope that makes sense. But it's really fucking infuriating how we have just accepted this culture of just telling kids that they can't even like fight for their dreams or go for their dreams. What do you love? Do you like to sing? Do you like to dance? Do you like to act? Do you like children? Great. Go to school for something that you feel like will help you for your dreams or take you further to your dreams. Don't go to fucking college because you want to make some money or you want some income. And I hate that mentality. I know people are going to disagree. It's perfectly fine if you disagree. I completely respect it. But I hate people who tell people, you got to have a backup plan. No, you don't need a backup plan. In my personal opinion, you should go after what you want to go after, and then also work towards it. Work towards it. Don't be like, okay, you know what? I got this. I want to do this. But if that don't work out, then I'm going to just do this. Like what? Like I know so many people who want to be like actresses or singers. They want to be dancers, or they want to be a teacher. They want to be a teacher. They want to work with elementary schoolers. And then they say to themselves, well, but teachers don't make that much money. So if I don't make that much money as a teacher, then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go to school to be a practitioner, or I'm going to go to school to be an esthetician. And if that don't work out, then I'll go to school to do this, or I'll go to school to be an accountant, or I like math, so I can go to school to be an entrepreneur and do marketing, do business. You see where I'm coming from? It's like, that's so toxic. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Because this world is yours, you know? I believe in manifestation. What the hell do you want? If you want this and you want that, go fucking go get it. Like, why are you sitting up here letting your parents or letting people in your social circle to tell you that what you should do, so that way you could be financially stable or financially secure? Money doesn't buy happiness. So a lot of people probably would buy them security, and it would give them mental clarity, but money does not buy happiness. So stop trying to like force yourself to go to college or force your kids to go to college just because they want some mental stability. And I know a lot of people are going to look at it like well, you don't know. You wouldn't know. Well, you wouldn't know. Oh, you... Listen, since I was young, like a youngin, and I'm sure every single one of you guys were young too, right? We all had our mindset in stone of what we probably wanted to do. If you didn't, then more than likely you can think of what you like. And if you're someone that's still young, or you're someone that's like in your 20s, hell, even if you're in your 30s and 40s and you still don't feel satisfied with your life, tell yourself this: what do you actually like to do? Do you like being a mother? Do you like taking care of kids? Think about it. You ever ask yourself, what do I love? That's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, I know what I want to do. But no, not what you want to do. What do you love to do? What brings you joy? What makes you happy? Do you like planting? Do you like gardening? Do you love cooking? Do you like being a mom? What's something that you just love so much, and you would just do it for free? What's something you would do for free for a whole week if you had to? It could be a lot of things. Collecting things, playing video games, teaching people about healthy nutrition, working out. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't realize that they love, but they never really ask themselves what they love. So back to the point. When it comes to going to college and it comes to attending a university, kids should not be forced or pressured to do it. And shame on all high schools that have the need to just force and pressure it on people. I don't understand why high school doesn't teach people, do what you want, do what you love, and do something that you feel like is going to connect to you. And I remember when I graduated, I remember walking across the stage. You know how when you walk across the stage, anyone that's ever graduated high school, when you walk across the stage, you got to shake all these people's hands. You grab your diploma, you got to shake this hand, that hand, that hand, that hand, that hand, that hand, and keep it moving. Basically, I don't know if this happened to y'all high school, but I remember when I was walking across the stage to collect my diploma and shaking all those hands, each person kept asking me, what are you going to do with your life? So what do you do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I literally answered them, oh, I'm going to go pursue my dreams as an entertainer. And a lot of them was like, oh, yeah. Oh, love that. Great. Amazing. And that was it. And I could just feel like the despair and the disrespect. Also, if a lot of you guys watching this are young, you can probably relate to this. If you didn't go to college, or you decided not to go to college, you know the feeling when you tell people, oh, hey, when people ask you, oh, hey, so what school do you go to? Because they think you go to school because most people your age go to school, right? When you tell people, oh, no, I don't go to school, I just work, I just have a job, you can feel like the sadness and the despair within them, or you could just tell like how they just don't care to talk to anymore, which is unfortunate because they look at you as like a statistic. Like, for example, like they look at you as a statistic because they see you as one of those kids that don't know what they want to do with their life, don't care about nothing, and they look at you as like probably like one of their relatives, one of their nieces and nephews or cousins who don't know what they want to do, have no direction in anything, and so on and so forth, right? So I remember one time I was talking to this one lady who was so nice to me, so sweet, so open-minded to me, and then she randomly asked me, this was recently by the way, she said to me, this happened twice, she said to me, so what's your major? What do you go to school for? And I said, oh no, I don't go to school, I just work. And she was like, oh. And she like just stopped talking to me. And mind you, this was somebody who was like, she wasn't really related to me. She was related to somebody that I knew personally. And she just like stopped talking to me. Like she just stopped engaging with me, and she just like stopped having conversations with me about like how my how my flight was or how I was doing. Like she just stopped talking to me, which I was just like, I didn't even care to say, oh, but I do YouTube and I do this and I do that. I didn't care to do that. I was just like, I just felt her despair. Like she just didn't want to talk to me. Same thing happened when I was at a bookstore. When I was at a bookstore, the dude at the counter, he was an old dude, obviously a senior citizen. He was probably like in his 70s. He randomly asked me, so what's your major? And I was like, oh, no, I don't go to that school. I just like live around the area. Like I just live around the area because the rent is pretty good. And he was like, oh. And he just stopped making eye contact with me. Like he just stopped engaging with me. Like he stopped asking me about my day. Like he went from like being positive and happy and asking about my day to switching to like, oh, to like not even caring about asking me any more questions. And I was just like, wow, like that's really pathetic. That's really pathetic that people will really judge young people for not going to college. If you didn't go to college and you're someone that's really, really young, or you were young at one point and you didn't go to college and now you're grown and older, you know what I mean. You know that feeling of despair that people give you when you tell them that you don't attend school. And it's so fucked up because you just want to be treated like a human being. Like, who fucking cares what I do? And a wise person once told me that people care more about what you do than who you are. And it's so fucking true. If you tell somebody, oh yeah, I work at Office Depot, or oh, you know, I work as a janitor, or yeah, I work as a chef at this restaurant. They don't care about you. But if you say, oh yeah, I'm a doctor or I'm a dentist, then they're like, oh, congratulations. Maybe when, you know, I want to get my teeth fixed, my fucked up teeth fixed, maybe I can go to you. Like, that's why they want to they want to network with you. People don't care about you unless they feel like you have value. People treat you based on how they think you're worth, which is unfortunate because you don't let anyone tell you how much you're worth. You tell them how much you're worth. And if you don't know your worth, other people will tell you your worth. So, in conclusion, get this through your head. You don't got to go to college to be successful. Stop forcing your kid to go to college. Or if your kid wants to go to college, stop fucking forcing a major down their throat. It's annoying as fuck, and it drains them. Like, kids, I saw this meme that spoke a lot of words to me. Kids are the most purest, most positive people ever. They love butterflies. They love everything. They love people. They love talking. They love being active. They love colors and rainbows and sunshine. And then once they step into middle school, that's when kids start being evil as fuck. And you know what I mean. When kids start stepping into middle school, that's when they start being evil. It usually starts around the time they hit 4th or 5th grade or grade 4 or 5. But usually kids start becoming evil as fuck when they hit like middle school. And then when they hit high school, it's like you're walking down the halls of like so much depressed people, angry people, saddened people. Now let's be honest here. Like, have y'all ever met anyone when you were in high school that was like genuinely like happy? Like you could just feel their happiness and their joy? Not at all. Because a lot of people just have that mindset of, I just want to get my shit, get the fuck out of here and find me a nice job. Because they want to just follow in their parents' footsteps. So that's what I got to say. I just wish we lived in a world where people would teach kids, you are in control of your own reality. You can do whatever you want. And for everyone that's going to come on here and say and shame me and be like, how dare you tell kids or people that are younger that they don't have to go to college. You can go to college. They can go to college. Anyone who wants to go can go. But if you have like this one gut-wrenching feeling of, I don't know, wait, should I choose this major? Should I choose that major? Don't go. Because if you're not sure, you're gonna waste your damn money. If you don't waste your damn money, you're gonna be wasting all this money taking out loans. Because to be real, college grooms you to take out loans anyways. They encourage it. They encourage you to take out $50K in loans, $40K in loans, $30K in loans. They encourage it. And guess what? You paid shit off for the rest of your life. I'm sure a lot of y'all have parents, relatives, or older people in your life who are still paying their loan off to this day. And clearly we thought the president or whatever was going to like wipe away student debt, which would have been great. But he didn't really do it. He didn't really do much. He did something, but he didn't really do much. So overall, don't waste your money. Don't waste your time if you're not sure. Because if you ain't sure, then that means you don't want it. And if you don't want it bad enough, then you're wasting your time. So that was that for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for everyone on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, shit everywhere for listening, streaming. I hope I made your day better. I hope I made your cooking, whatever you did, lying down, listening better, or even if you just have me on as background noise, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys join my Patreon if you guys are interested. It's Troyce TV, or you can find it in any YouTube description I have. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Tell me what you guys thought about this podcast. You guys can also recommend me, email me, or even comment on a recent video, or even DM me on Instagram, or hit me up on Twitter telling me what content I should talk about next on my podcast. I'm coming back with my podcast. I'm setting my podcast cookies up. And yeah, please be sure to stream everywhere. Stay blessed. Make sure you guys understand that you are in control of your own reality. All you have to do is believe it, manifest it, and believe it's already yours and it's here. And yeah, that's that. Timeout is over.